Now we are going to look at government data, open data, rendered as map services, WMS services that we can use as a farmer to explore our area. Even before we buy a house, maybe we should do all this to find out if we are in a flood prone area or not. So now we are going to focus from a farm point of view. So this is in Canada.ca and it's provided by NRCan. And if you Google search for map services from NRCan, you'll land on this page. So I'm going to click on map services. And here you see there are a few different map services that are available. So right now our focus is going to be just water drainage. So to study water drainage, we have to first understand elevation. So water drainage is presented as hydro network by NRCan. Before we enter hydro network, we should understand the elevation pattern of the area we are interested in. That for that they have different map services. I find this elevation in English and French service to be the most relevant. So I've noted down the most relevant services they have for elevation and hydro network here. So we are going to explore this in QGIS. So open QGIS, a new project. We can name the project as Exploring Water Drainage. So we are going to first load the OpenStreetMap. So that we have something in the background. If you have already connected to the Google Earth, that should also be visible right now. You can add that. Or you can use the connection parameter to connect to the Google Earth, which is provided in another video. We are going to zoom to our area of interest, which is going to be near Ottawa. So we are somewhere in the Ottawa River region. Yeah, so this is the other bigger permanent water body that's flowing from the Great Lakes towards the ocean. Yeah, it's called the St. Lawrence River. Now, Ottawa City is here, the banks of River of Ottawa, and this is the Mer Blue bog. Yeah, the area of interest is near the creek, Green Creek. Okay, we are zoomed in into a farm area now. Now I'm going to add the WMS layers. So for that you right click and you say new connection, and in the name you can provide any name, but preferably the name that is given by the NRCan. Then it's useful for you to remember where you got it from. So this is the WMS link. So that you can get from their website. So if you want to know how I got this link, go here, choose elevation. Yeah, you can go elevation English, and here is the link. You can also look at the elevation data. So here's some information about what kind of data and resources are available. You can also view it in a map right here. So they have their own internet mapping service, so you can explore the whole interface right here. But we are going to do this now in our QGIS mode. So here, to have better memory, we can call this NRCan elevation. Same way you can add the hydro network here, but let's explore elevation for now. Here's NRCan elevation. So I'm going to double click on this and click on the WMS service there. So once you click on it, it loads up into your layer. So there is an elevation model and there is a surface model. Both are available. As you can see, the surface model is not that helpful, but the elevation model is helpful. So I'm going to remove this layer. So for us, the most relevant one is the elevation model, which makes you see clearly how the water could flow here. So this is the Green Creek and this is the elevation pattern. So the farm is in a relatively low-lying area. And there is another creek coming from here. Yep. Now we are going to explore how the water flows here. So for that we are going to add the NRCan hydro network. So same way you can explore the website and find this WMS link. So once you add the link, you find out that there is a lot of WMS services they have provided within this one network link. So we need to figure out what are the most useful ones. So usually it's better to start with flow direction so that you know how water flows. It's also helpful to see how the water network flows. So here is a network linear flow. You see the water is flowing from the higher elevation to the lower elevation. It's not always obvious which direction the water is flowing. So it's good to have a flow direction arrow added to it. So here you see this Blackburn area is in a higher elevation and the water is flowing down to this creek and to this creek. The housing area is all here. So if I add the satellite image, you can see how the Blackburn area is in a higher elevation and the water is flowing into this creek and into this other creek. So there is the network flow from the hamlet towards the creek, and this is the flow direction. So within this, you can see that there is permanent water flow. So we can add that. So these are some of the permanent and easily visible water structures here. Permanent water body are like rivers and some water bodies. So here is a water body in the golf course. So these are permanent water bodies. It's also helpful to see what's with these lines. So this network flow, what happened to this? These are actually intermittent water course. So there is an elevation path, a grade that is going down here, but water is not always flowing through this. Only during very heavy rainfall times water flows through this and probably drains quickly down here. But here probably there is more permanent flow. So these are cautious points to be observant about, because during flood these areas may get into trouble. So this is our map now that shows the water drainage pattern in the farm.